Welcome to the Fair Story Channel, where you will embark on a journey through the world's most captivating and fairly presented stories. In this video, we will travel to Africa and explore the life, astonishing inventions, and achievement of a self-taught inventor who has originated from Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is a country where the sun blazes with relentless energy, where the spirit of Ubuntu binds communities, and where adversity has long been a catalyst for ingenuity. Here, in the heart of the southeastern part of Africa, a quiet and also controversial revolution is emerging, which is not one related to politics or protest, but of technological innovation, led by visionaries who dare to reimagine the future of Africa and beyond. At the forefront, you will find Maxwell Chikumbutso, a man whose name means the one who lights the way in the language spoken by people of Shona. He was once a school dropout, but turned to be a self-inventor. Chikumbutso's journey is a testament to the power of relentless curiosity, beginning from harnessing a static electricity to power radios and building Africa's first electric vehicle. Chikumbutso's story is not just about technology. It's about rewriting the rules of possibility. After the world noticed this man is really lighting the way, many are asking, how does a boy from Harare's suburbs, with no formal engineering degree, defy global energy giants and physicists? How does he turn skepticism into solutions? This is a story of a man who refuses to accept no. And in doing so, he is trying to illuminate a path for millions. Stay with us to know more about him, as well as his unique technological inventions, as well as controversies on his inventions in details. Chikumbutso's journey began in the crowded streets of Harare. He was born in 1980 in Mazo, in Zimbabwe, and grew up in a world of scarcity, where rolling blackouts were routine, textbooks was a luxury, and opportunities were scarce. But young Maxwell saw potential in what others discarded. At the age of 10, while his peers played soccer, he scavenged junkyards for broken radios, televisions, and car batteries, which are like treasures he dismantled to understand their secrets. Growing up under the care of his mother, after his father, an electrician, left the family, he developed an early interest in technology and became a self-taught engineer and innovator renowned for his claim of groundbreaking technological innovations. In one of his interviews, he said that people call me Chithakwa, which is translated as madman, and he said, to me, every wire, every circuit board was a puzzle. I kept asking, why does electricity cost so much? And why can't we create it from thin air? And I didn't even know that it was impossible. A formal education does not work for Chikumbutso. His teachers dismissed his questions repeatedly. Even his classmates mocked his obsession. At the age 14, when he dropped out of his high school journey, his real-world and practical education were just at the beginning. In his mother's backyard, he built a radio, which was not powered by batteries, rather by an ambient static, which is a device that defied convention and hinted at his life's mission, as he described it as energy for all and for free. In 1999, Chikumbutso claimed to build a radio broadcast transmitter, marking his entry into the field of innovation. He later founded Set Technologies, under which he announced several inventions. By 2012, Chikumbutso's backyard lab innovated something extraordinary, a prototype electric vehicle that charged itself as it moved. No plugs, no fuel, just a labyrinth of circuits that called it a self-sustaining electromagnetic system. To physicists, it defied the laws of thermodynamics, but to the Zimbabweans, he introduced a hope on the wheels. Chikumbutso reported facing challenges in securing funding due to skepticism about his inventions. He received a $500,000 investment from Angolan businessman named Luis Cupanala, which facilitated the development of prototypes. Then came his magnum opus, the green power generator, a device which is not larger than a microwave by purportedly harvesting energy from radio waves and converting it into electricity. For off-grid villages, it was a miracle. For critics, it was a hoax. But Maxwell pressed on and declared that Africa can't wait for the world's permission to innovate. Then, in 2016, came the unthinkable. His business partner was poisoned in the U.S., investors were hunted down, and Maxwell barely escaped with his life. Maxwell's labs were raided, and his equipments were confiscated. In 2025, Zimbabwe's President Emerson Mnangagwa intervened, inviting Maxwell home. He was granted a $3 million incentive. A manufacturing plant was inaugurated, and the nation's Science and Technology Authority awarded him the long-denied patent. Today, Chikumbutso's mission transcends technology. At Seth Holdings, he mentors Zimbabwe's youth, street kids, school dropouts, dreamers, teaching them to turn trash into treasure. Innovation isn't about degrees, he says. It's about solving problems you live every day. But Maxwell's battle was far from over. Forces operating under the guise of scientific teams and media outlets sent agents to pressure him, harass him, and sabotage his work. His historic 2,500-kilometer test drive to Cairo was plagued with obstacles, including bandit attacks and media blackouts. As we said, Chikumbutso's invention defied the laws of physics, or at least the way they had been interpreted. But scientists branded him as a fraud. Media accused him of peddling pseudoscience. Even Zimbabwe's government, initially supportive of his ideas, grew wary. A lawsuit alleged patent violation. Officials demanded proof that his generator really worked. Among these controversies and challenging stories, we will find the following ones based on different sources. 1. Scientific feasibility. His key claim that he has developed a generator that produces electricity from radio frequencies contradicts the laws of thermodynamics, particularly the law of conservation of energy, which states that energy cannot be created from nothing. 2. Lack of peer review and transparency. Scientists and engineers have requested independent verification of his technologies, but Chikumbutso has never provided a fully testable prototype or allowed public scrutiny of his inventions. 3. Failed demonstrations and investor doubts. Multiple scheduled demonstrations of his self-powering electric vehicle and generator were either canceled or deemed misleading, causing investors to withdraw support and question the legitimacy of his claims. In addition, scientific and medias like TechZim, Zimbabwean technology blog, stated that his energy claims are scientifically impossible and have not been supported by any valid research or peer-reviewed study. Africa Confidential reported that experts have debunked his radio frequency generator as a violation of physics. University of Zimbabwe scientists have emphasized that any invention contradicting established scientific principles requires transparent and repeatable evidence, which Chikumbutso has failed to provide. While Chikumbutso presents himself as an innovator, the lack of scientific validation, failure to provide working prototypes, and concerns over fraud make his claims highly questionable. Scientists overwhelmingly classify his inventions as impossible under known physical laws. However, on another interview, he replied that, "They called me a thief, a liar. I lost everything, machines, data, investors, but I couldn't quit. Villages relied on me. My mother always said, if you run from fire, you'll never cook your food." Maxwell Chikumbutso's story is more than invention. It's a rebellion against limits, against doubt, against a world that says, you can't. Now he lives under heavy security, his location undisclosed, but his vision remains unshaken. This invention is no longer just mine, he declares. It belongs to all Zimbabweans. Well, this is the story of Maxwell Chikumbutso, presented to you by the Fair Story Channel, and thank you for staying with us. Energy is not a privilege. It is a right. By Maxwell Chikumbutso. If you like the story, hit like if you're amazed and subscribe to Fair Story for more fascinating stories.